Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. We've all heard that phrase or something similar to it. We play the hand that we're dealt, or play the cards that we're dealt pertaining to how we live our life. Sometimes we don't end up where we would like to be or thought we would end up, but you still just get up the next day and put one foot forward in front of the other and make the best of a bad situation. Or you make lemonade out of lemons. We've all heard those phrases before. But what do they mean? How do they apply to our lives? And is it something that's said to try to give comfort as you struggle with life, what life throws at you daily? Tons of questions. It's almost one of those, it's a good topic, a group discussion type deal. There's really no answer, and there's a lot of variables to the question. So it could end up being a really great, fun discussion. And at the same time, a lot can be learned with the way you would interact and understand how people deal with things differently in their lives. We all try to put on an outward appearance that everything's going great, but deep inside, there's things that people just don't want to share. They said that Robin Williams, the comedian, suffered greatly from, I think it was depression or something like that, but you would never know that to listen to him and such. And they said that's what caused him to eventually take his life, was the depression. I enjoyed his comedy. It got a little raunchy at times, but the way he could ad-lib in that was just unbelievable. But at the same time, when you see how he made everyone laugh, you wonder, well, how could he be depressed? And I've often thought that about other people. You see them going through life really good. Their outward appearance is something else, but then you hear from those close by them and say that, well, they're suffering from this and they're suffering from that. And you're like, if that's true, I never knew. But what do we do if we fall into that category where life is just getting us down and we can't see the light for the end of the tunnel? I've noticed I've used a lot of puns this morning. Most of them are in jest just to try to make lightheartedly of the message, but there's a seriousness to it at the same time, and I think we can see that. So what do we do? And each one of us struggles in one way or another, or one degree from another, of how you deal with things. I know someone who's taking care of their mother, and I know at times they get aggravated with each other, and they just have somebody come in and sit with their mother, and then they take off for the day. And that gives them both a relief. I mean, that's one way of dealing with life struggles. But the other, married couples, they often get aggravated at each other and go their separate ways for the day, and then come back at the end of the day and all is good. They just need that break. But as an individual, what can we do when we feel overwhelmed by what life has thrown at us? Some of us will call and talk to somebody, and that makes them feel better. Others just are the opposite. They just don't really care to talk to anybody and just deal with it as best they can internally. While that's not good, that's how they choose to deal with it. But myself, I choose to turn to Scripture, and because that's all I have. That's what this Bible is, the core of who I am, and that's all I have. And this morning I found a passage I think that helps no matter where you're at in a life struggle. It gives us some insight as to, a lot of times when you're down, you're looking around, you see others that look to be in the same situation that you are in, but yet they seem to be it not getting them down and not bother them. Maybe you're in a financial burden and their life looks the same, but they're prosperous, We just don't know. But like I said, for myself, I turn to scriptures. It gives me comfort. It's not just words on a paper. It's not just words that sound good. It's not just a parable that kind of takes my thoughts off of my problems for a minute and think about the parable that was given. But the words in here help me. This is a little bit long this morning. It's 9 verses, but I think it's worth it. Psalms 37. Do not fret because of evildoers. Do not be anxious towards wrongdoers, for they will wilt quickly like the grass and fade like the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and cultivate faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in him, and he will do it. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light and your judgment as the noonday. So for me, that's a lot of words, but it's telling me at the same time, don't worry about the other guy. Just focus on yourself. Verse 3, trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and cultivate faithfulness. So the more I turn towards him in times of need, the stronger I become. And finishing off in verse 7, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who carries out wicked schemes. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it leads only to evil doing. For evildoers will be cut off, and those who wait for the Lord will inherit the land. A lot of words, a lot of do this, a lot of do that. But to me, the basic message is wait on the Lord, dwell in his word, rely on him, strengthen your faithfulness in him, and all these things shall pass, and you'll come out at the other end stronger than you were before.